Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to your weekly reading. This reading is all going to be about judgment. Now, if you have watched my monthly reading on the month of March, you know that the first week is all going to be about judgment. Judgment represents our following our passion, following our calling, following our soul path, whatever that means. So, let's clear our deck. And as we're shuffling, I'm asking my guides to please give me a reading for the first week of March, representing our calling, following our calling, whatever that may mean. Of course, please take what resonates with you and leave the rest with me, because it might not be for you. And let's see what comes up. So we start off with the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Three of Cups, a lot of cups, the Queen of Wands, Strength. I think this is the first time we've seen that. Five of Cups, Queen of Swords, Page of Coins, the Wheel, the King of Swords, the Two of Cups, cups are back, the Five of Swords, cups and swords, Tree of Life. Finally, we have the Five of Coins. I'm going to add an extra card to that, which is the World. Eight of Wands on the end, on the edge. Nine of Wands. We have the Four of Swords, and we have the Six of Coins. So, got a lot of cups. So, just as a reminder, the theme for this reading is all about judgment. It's all about following our calling, following our passion, following our soul path, whatever that may mean. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the easiest path. So, we start off with the first week of March, starts off with the Ten of Wands. So, just as a reminder from the monthly reading, if you haven't seen that already, go have a look at that. We spoke about the month of March starts off with achieving your victory, achieving that full light energy, achieving that joy, and it gets confirmed once again with the Ten of Cups over here in the first week of March. Ten of Cups is my sort of preferred space that I want to be in when it comes to emotions. I feel like that's sort of like the sweet spot. It's all about family. It's all about joy. It's all about passion. It's all about it's that rainbow. It's that rainbow over a lake, over the ocean, or something like that. It's beauty. It's joy. That's where I feel like I would is the perfect place for my emotions, right? So the first week of March already starts off with that. You've come out of this chaotic environment from the previous months, and you've now gotten to a place where you can embrace a lot of that joy, and not only embrace it, but you can also share this joy with other people. The Six of Cups comes up. Share with all the people that supported you. And you've gained all the supports in the previous months, and now you can share in this joy, share in this victory, share in this happiness that you've come into, and embrace that with everybody else. And it's not just chaos anymore. It's you can actually start to have fun once again. So, because the reason for this is because we've also dealt with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords helped us to cut out all the things that no longer serve us. And now that we've achieved this joy and this happiness and this love, we wouldn't want anything to take that away from us again. So the Queen of Swords is very active in the first week of March, because the first thing that the Queen of Swords is going to do is cut out things that might want to taint this happiness, that might want to take it away, that might want to harm it in any sort of shape or form. So that's what the first week of March is all going to be about. Like, there's going to be some backlash from the previous months, and the Queen of Swords is going to make sure that that doesn't affect you in the following months. Right? We have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups represents partnership. It represents support. It represents emotional support. You will still need emotional support, even though you've learned your lessons. And the Queen of Swords is very active in cutting out all of those that do not serve you anymore. The Three of Cups is also going to be just as active, because that support structure was with you during the chaos. Now the support structure is still there with you during this joy and happiness, and tending to that support structure, being active with them, appreciating them, um, supporting them through whatever chaos they may go through. It's very important that we connect with the support structure and embrace with that, right? We have the Page of Coins. Page of Coins represents wealth, but it represents getting used to this new form of wealth. All we've known so far is chaos. All we've known so far is challenges and burdens. Now we're stepping into a place of joy and happiness, and we're kind of thrown off. We don't know how to deal with that. So appreciating that wealth that we've obtained, the support structure that we have, the Ten of Cups that we have, being able to share in wealth and not chaos is very new to us. So that is what the Page of Cups, the Page of Coins represents. That new wealth that we have to kind of just get used to. It's quite confusing that we don't really know how to get used to something that we've never had, right? Or we haven't had in a very long time. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands represents forward momentum, but it represents forward momentum in a emotional sense, in a spiritual sense, in a more softer approach. So when we're dealing with chaos, we need a lot of stern strength. Nothing's going to harm us. Logical thinking, get the emotions out of the way. When that's out of the way and we have joy and happiness in our lives, we can actually move forward in our life with compassion, with passion, with an outlook on the future, with joy and creativity, and wondering what's next, and dreaming and following our calling. And it's very whimsical, it's very emotional, it's very joyous, and looking forward in a joyous manner is not something, again, that we're not quite used to, right? Because we're used to being in a space where the future isn't quite certain. The future is tomorrow, and I don't know how to look further than tomorrow, right? That's what we're used to. Now, with everything that's going on, we can finally look a little bit further. Hey, 2 days. 2 days is more than tomorrow. But now we can even look even further, a month, 2, 3, even 5 years in the future, that we can focus on things of like, okay, that's what I want to. This is where I want to be in 5 years, and I can start working towards that. Right? The wheel shows up again in the first week of March. The wheel represents an ending of one cycle and a beginning of a new. So this chaos, this turmoil cycle that we've been going through ends immediately in the first week of March. It ends immediately in the first week of March, getting you ready for the next week, getting you ready for the next cycle. And the next cycle immediately starts off with strength. So all of that you've endured, I can tell you that it is worth it. You're questioning whether or not it's worth it or not. It's there. Hey, you saw me shuffle. I don't make the rules. It's I don't have any like little like numbers on the cards. It showed up on its own. Strength came up. Speak to them, not me. Strength comes up in your new cycle. Everything that you've endured is worth it. You even have the King of Swords to back it up. Mental strength, mental clarity, mental fortitude comes up in this reading as well. We have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is known as the soulmate card. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm telling you that you're going to meet your soulmate, but what I mean is that relationships with yourself, with your partner, with friends and family, with faith itself, with the universe, relationships are going to strengthen as well. Not only will you achieve major arcana strength, which is strength overall, you're going to achieve mental strength, and you're going to achieve emotional strength. Strength on every level. It is what we hope to achieve when we come out of chaos. That we've learned our lessons, and we've gotten stronger and better for it. But it's here. You will. It will be worth it. We will then use that strength to deal with the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is all about picking up the pieces after a war, right? Like once you deal with all the battle, once you deal with the chaos, once you deal with coming out of that, first look for scars to make sure that you're okay. Then you start cleaning up. You start picking up all the pieces. You start reflecting. You start looking at yourself, like what pieces were damaged, what pieces were strengthened, what pieces went missing. Like I need to like now check on myself, like check for the scars, right? And you need to make sure that everything's okay. Realize the relationships that you gained along the way. Find out if any of them have been damaged in any shape or form from this chaos. Time for reflection. Five of Swords is all about reflection. It's looking at all the lessons that we've achieved and all of the new challenges that we've gained as well, and dealing with that. But thankfully, we have a universal resource that we can always tap into. The tree of life is there, always giving us answers, always giving us downloads, always giving us the most amount of support. Although we have our human life relationship support, we also have the universal support, which is ever growing, ever loving, ever vast. We can tap into that universal resources to deal with all of this reflection. Right? So we then come to the final two cards of the reading. So we have the Five of Coins and we have the World. The World. So that time of reflection deals with not only mentally going back and realizing, okay, what lessons, what burdens, scars, all these kind of things, but on a wealth level as well. The Five of Coins shows us that we have come from. Wow, that's actually quite beautiful. The two cards that came up, we've come from a place where it felt as though we've lost everything. That we didn't that we didn't have anything to show wealth wise. So the Five of Cups is also there. That grief was there. That turmoil. That chaos. We didn't have anything to show for ourselves. Right. We were in a very bad spot, and it kind of felt like we were on the outside looking in and looking at all these other people going through much better times than we were in the corner, in the back of the room, even outside of the building. We just weren't a part of the bigger picture, right? But now, talking about the bigger picture, we're met with the world. We went from rags to riches, literally. The world is now at our feet. We're no longer sitting on the outside looking in. We're sitting on the outside looking out. We're no longer focused on the small fish. We're focused on the big fish. We're looking further than what we thought was what. This is what we thought we wanted. We're constantly looking for to fit into what we thought we wanted. And now we've turned around. We've turned our backs on that. And we're looking at major opportunities that we didn't even think were possible. And that is what our future represents. That is what our calling represents. So we talk about following our calling, right? We talk about this first week of March is coming out of the chaos, dealing with all of the riches that we've gained along the way, the strength, the passion, the creativity, reflecting on all of the things that we've been through, and realizing that we're on the edge of a major journey, and it's quite exciting, and it's interesting, and it's beautiful, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me, and yeah. So at the end of my reading, I hope that resonated with you. But I'm going to pull out all the major arcana just to see what the major life lessons are that we need to focus on for this week, and we'll go from there. There's not a lot, thankfully. The monthly one had quite enough. Right. Let's see. So the wheel, strength, tree of life, and the world, and of course we have temperance as our theme. So we only have four, technically five. So just to remind you, the major arcana, the major arcana for the first week of March, our theme is judgment. The theme is all about following your calling, your soul purpose, right? So we start off with the wheel. The wheel represents an ending of a cycle, an ending of the previous life lessons, the ending of the chaos that we've endured, and starting a whole brand new cycle. That brand new cycle kicks off immediately with strength. Strength overall, a major arcana strength. That's emotional, spiritual, mental strength, strength everywhere. Anything that you can think of, strength. You got it. It reminds us that we also have a universal resource that we can tap into. That doesn't just go away when we're not in chaos anymore. We don't lose the ability to tap into the universal resources when we're not going through chaos. We don't have to just call on it when we're going through something bad. We can call on it when we're going through something good as well, for support, for appreciation, for just being in a safe place. It's always there. And finally, we have the world. The world is at our feet. The world is at your feet. The world, the world is your future. You're no longer focusing on something small anymore. You're focusing on the bigger picture. You're focusing on where can I end up in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? Where can I end up? Where do I want to go? Think big or go home. You're no longer shooting for the moon and hoping you end up in the stars. You're shooting for the stars, and you're gonna hit a couple of stars before you reach your goal. This The world is major. This is only the first week of March. I can only imagine what the next week's gonna look like. That reading resonated with you, please consider giving this reading a like. Follow my channel, subscribe to my channel for more videos to come, and I will see you next week for the next reading.